Imagine that you've finally discovered the secret to dealing with that person who seems to have the power to emotionally destabilize you. That person who manipulates, distorts the truth, and always needs to be in control. We're talking about a narcissist. Today, I'm going to teach you 7 smart ways to handle these situations so their tactics no longer affect you. What you'll learn here could be the key to your emotional peace and freedom. First, let's clarify. What exactly is a narcissist? It's not just someone who believes they're the center of the universe or loves looking in the mirror. It goes much deeper. A narcissist has an exaggerated need for admiration and a complete lack of empathy. If you've ever felt that someone always puts their needs first and manipulates reality to look good, you might be dealing with a narcissist. Number 1. Recognize the behavior. The first step to dealing with a narcissist is recognizing their behavior because these people can be hard to identify at first. Often, a narcissist enters your life with charm and charisma. They make you feel special and seem to understand you better than anyone. However, over time, you'll notice that they are constantly seeking attention and admiration, and if they don't get it, their attitude shifts dramatically. Recognizing this is key because we often fall into their emotional traps without even realizing what's happening. As you go deeper into a relationship with a narcissist, you'll notice how they manipulate situations to look good or get what they want. This behavior can be subtle at first, like small lies or distortions of reality. But over time, you'll realize that they consistently twist facts to present themselves as the victim or to make others seem at fault. Recognizing these manipulative tactics is essential, as otherwise, you might find yourself trapped in a cycle of doubt and insecurity that they feed off. Also, narcissists lack real empathy. While they may show superficial interest in your problems or what's happening to you, deep down, they only care about how things affect them. They may seem supportive in tough moments, but if you pay attention, you'll notice that they quickly divert the conversation to themselves or blame you for your issues. That's why recognizing you're dealing with someone who lacks genuine empathy is the first step to protecting yourself emotionally. Once you're aware that you're facing a narcissist, you can start making more conscious decisions and avoid falling into their game. Number 2. Stay calm. The narcissist constantly seeks to provoke you, and one of their most common tactics is to make you lose your temper. For them, seeing you react emotionally is a win because it means they have control over you. When you get angry or impulsively respond to their provocations, you're giving them exactly what they need to keep manipulating the situation. It's a vicious cycle. They provoke, you react, and they feed off that energy. Staying calm, therefore, is one of the most powerful tools you can use against a narcissist. Staying calm doesn't mean you're giving in or allowing disrespect. It's an active strategy for protection. When you manage not to respond emotionally, you confuse the narcissist. They expect you to engage in their game, to feel hurt or upset, because that allows them to keep manipulating the situation. However, if you can maintain your composure, you can start breaking the cycle of manipulation. This isn't easy, as it requires a high level of self-control and patience, but with practice, you can achieve it. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a pause. Breathe deeply and ask yourself if it's really worth entering the narcissist's game. The more you practice this mental pause, the easier it will be not to fall into their provocations. Additionally, when the narcissist sees they can't destabilize you, they lose one of their most powerful weapons. Staying calm allows you to think clearly, make rational decisions, and avoid being swept up in the emotional whirlwind the narcissist tries to create. This ability to control your emotions is crucial to maintaining your well-being and preventing the narcissist from affecting you. Number 3. Set firm boundaries. One of the most challenging aspects of dealing with a narcissist is their inability to respect boundaries. These people tend to completely ignore the barriers others set because they're used to getting what they want at others' expense. Setting clear and firm boundaries is crucial to protecting yourself. If you don't, the narcissist will likely overwhelm you emotionally and physically. They will constantly try to push those boundaries to test you and see how far they can go. To set effective boundaries, you need to be clear and direct. being vague or expecting the narcissist to understand what you want without explicitly communicating it is useless. For example, if you're not willing to answer calls or messages at certain times, make it clear. Narcissists will persistently test your boundaries, but the more consistent you are, the less likely they are to break through those barriers. Be prepared to reinforce those boundaries over and over, as they won't accept a no easily. Moreover, it's crucial to maintain those boundaries without giving in to pressure. The narcissist will try to manipulate you into making exceptions and may even try to make you feel guilty for imposing boundaries. However, giving in once can be enough for them to see an opportunity to continue exploiting you. The firmer you remain, the harder it will be for them to control the situation. Setting boundaries is not just a matter of self-respect, but also a tool to avoid falling into their manipulative game. Number 4. Avoid direct confrontation. Arguing with a narcissist is rarely a good idea. Narcissists love conflict because it gives them a platform to manipulate, distort reality, and play the victim. Every time you try to confront them directly, you're giving them more material to keep controlling the situation in their favor. Even when you think you're entirely right, the narcissist can twist the conversation so that you end up looking guilty or out of control. That's why avoiding direct confrontation is a smart strategy. Instead of confronting them, choose your battles. There are times when it's not worth arguing because you know it won't lead to anything productive. It's not about being passive or letting them walk all over you, but rather about protecting your energy and emotional well-being. Ask yourself, do I really need to engage in this argument? More often than not, the best response is simply to withdraw or redirect the conversation. This confuses the narcissist, as they're used to winning in direct confrontations. However, avoiding confrontation doesn't mean you're giving in. On the contrary, it means you're in control of the situation. When you choose not to engage in their game, you're protecting yourself from falling into an endless cycle of manipulation and pointless arguments. By avoiding direct confrontation, you're gaining control over your emotions and the interaction. You don't need to prove anything to them or justify yourself. The intelligence here lies in maintaining your emotional stability, even when they try to destabilize you. Number 5. Don't feed the narcissist's supply. One of the keys to disarming a narcissist is to stop giving them the supply they need. Narcissists feed on the attention and validation they get from others. They love being the center of attention and constantly need to be admired, or at least provoke an emotional reaction from people. If you stop giving them that attention, you start to take away their main source of power over you. The less you react to their attempts to manipulate you, the less control they will have. Withholding this supply doesn't mean you should completely ignore them, but rather that you shouldn't fall into their emotional traps. When they provoke you, they expect you to react with anger, frustration, or even try to justify them. Don't give them that satisfaction. If you can stay neutral and avoid any emotional response, you'll see that the narcissist becomes confused. Without your attention, their influence over you weakens considerably. Remember, you have control over your attention and energy. By stopping the validation of their ego or falling into their provocations, you're breaking the manipulation cycle. It's likely that, at first, they'll try more aggressively to get your attention, but if you remain firm, they will eventually seek another source of supply. Protecting your energy and not letting them use you to feed their ego is one of the most effective ways to deal with them. Number 6. Be assertive, not aggressive. One of the biggest differences between successfully confronting a narcissist or falling into their traps is assertiveness. Being assertive means communicating your needs and expectations clearly without being aggressive or submissive. Narcissists often provoke you to react explosively because they know it gives them the upper hand. However, if you manage to express what you think calmly and firmly without venturing into aggression, they lose their ability to manipulate the situation to their advantage. When you're assertive, you're setting clear boundaries and making it clear what's unacceptable to you. It's not about attacking or defending yourself, but about calmly and respectfully communicating what you need. This disables many of the narcissist's manipulative tactics, as it's hard for them to distort what you're saying when you're focused on yourself. Keeping calm is key. Don't fall for provocations or let them drag you into endless arguments. The narcissist's goal is to destabilize you, And if you maintain an assertive but calm stance, it'll be harder for them to manipulate the situation. Assertiveness is also a powerful tool for maintaining your dignity and self-respect because you're not giving in or allowing abuse, but you're also not lowering yourself to their level. It's a posture of balance and self-control that allows you to stand firm on what truly matters. Number 7. Maintain emotional distance. One of the most effective strategies for dealing with a narcissist is maintaining a safe emotional distance. You can't always cut off contact completely, especially if the narcissist is a family member or someone you have to interact with, but you can create an emotional barrier that protects you from their manipulations. Maintaining emotional distance means not getting deeply involved in their games or letting their words or actions affect you personally. It's crucial to separate your emotions from the narcissist's manipulations. They are experts at making you feel responsible for their problems or guilty for not meeting their demands. Maintaining emotional distance means recognizing that their problems and behaviors are not your responsibility. If you manage not to absorb their manipulations, you'll be in a much stronger position to handle their attacks without being affected. Finally, emotional distance allows you to see the situation clearly. By not getting dragged into emotions, you can evaluate their actions more objectively and make more rational decisions. This doesn't mean being cold or distant, but rather that you're protecting your well-being. When you maintain this distance, the narcissist loses access to your emotional vulnerability, and that's key to stopping their manipulation. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.